you for joining me today, and thank you for taking your time out. We are still on the same expedition of trying to find out what actually happened, just for our entertainment purposes, nothing different from that, just for knowledge and that to empower us to kind of have a more detailed understanding of what happened. Today, I want us to look at the first upstairs around the slavery market area in Badagry, in Lagos, Badagry. Lagos is in Nigeria. Of course, we try to go around, those areas just to bring this information to us. So this is the first building, the first upstairs that someone that we might not have heard his name is called. I learned that when I was in high school. I learned about this man, which is Samuel Ajayi Crowther. Samuel Ajayi Crowther was a slave at one point. He was captured and shipped to, I believe it was Brazil somewhere. He was shipped out of Africa. But later the slave masters found useless for him because he's a smart, intelligent, and brilliant person. So they found something else for him to use. They found another way to use him. So they sent him back into Africa. Now, when Ajayi Crowther came back to Africa, because he can read now, he can write, he can speak so many languages now. So he was given the Bible. He's the first person that translates Bible into a Yoruba language, into my language, into the word I speak. So it was every word in the Bible in Yoruba. In Yoruba was interpreted by Samuel Ajayi Crowther. And this upstairs is where Ajayi Crowther did all this translation, all the job, all the work of translating from English into Yoruba. And not only one language. I think he believed it's Igbo. He came into Igbo language. He came into Efik language. He came into all these languages. And this man does this in this upstairs right here. So when we were talking about the way that we were captured, the way that we were pushed into this era of enslaving us, it was through religion. So they understand that if they can translate this thing to our language, then they have more power to do what they want. Now I want you to join me, watch this video, and let's see before you come back.
Welcome to the first Storey building in Nigeria, which was also the first mission house in Nigeria, because that is actually the original purpose of building this house.
So when you say the mission house is church?
It's not church. Yeah, it's church, but mission house is where missionaries reside.
Okay.
Yeah, mission house are often built close to the church.
Okay.
Wherever you see a church, especially all those Orthodox churches like Methodist, Catholic, and Anglican, you will definitely see a mission house close to the church. It's just like what we call vicarage, where vicars reside. The Anglican call it vicarage. Yeah. So it was built in 1845 by this man called Reverend C.A. Goldman, or Reverend Charles Andrew Goldman, 1845. Which means the building is standing now for just 117 years. Yes. The construction started in 1842 and was completed in 1845. And these are the original materials used in erecting the building from foundation. This is called the burnt brick. And meanwhile, with the importation of these bricks and some other things, it cost them, the total cost of this house was just £325 there. Yeah, which makes this building a fortress of the school today. Yeah. We just have 6 bedrooms in this building, 2 living room and hostel.
Okay, can we just...
So if you don't mind, we can just...
Yes, that's right, yes.
Just come back. So in this room, we have some of the materials used in the building. We have this hinge, which is used to hold the door to the frame. And all these materials, you can't get this quality anywhere in the world again. I've shown you the bolt break before, which this was removed from one of the formation. Then we have this.
Is this a tithe offering or donation for the church?
No, it's just donation. We just put this here to donate for the maintenance of the building. In case we get donations. Then we have this wood here, which was harvested in 1842, used for some construction in this compound, like the church, the school, other dwellings, the interpreter's house, and some other dwellings. But for this very building, it was used for the deck, the doors, and the window. And this wood, we still have at least 60% of this wood on the deck till today. At the end of this year, this wood will be 182 years in this building. Then lastly, we have this. This is a quarter of the iron corrugated sheets. And this sheet still covers this building. At least 90% of it still covers this building till today. All the iron corrugated sheets. So let's move on to the other one. Okay, this room was occupied by this man when it was completed, named Claudius Phillips. Claudius Phillips became the first Western teacher in Nigeria, and the school started with the enrollment of 40 men, and those 40 men were enrolled in this school, and they spent 12 years in the school, and they were taught just two subjects: English language and Christian knowledge.
That's it.
And so the school thrived for so many years in this compound before it was removed out of this compound due to lack of space and the school. And the school was now was moved to this place, with this building becoming the first permanent site on the building and the first permanent structure on the permanent site. And so the school was now renamed St. Thomas Primary School, and it became the first Western school in Nigeria because it was established in 1845. Yeah, that's the first Western school in Nigeria. So we go up now to the first floor.
What was it?
I'll talk about that when we get to the first floor. That's
okay.
some Nigerian Crowther University. This room was occupied by this man when it was completed, called Bishop Samuel Ajayi Crowther. He arrived in Badagry in 1843, picked the English Bible and started translating it into Yoruba Bible. That was the major role he played here. He completed that translation in 1845 in this very building when it was completed. And that Bible was printed in London and returned back to him. It was printed in 1845, but it couldn't get back until 1846, early 1846, and has been here since then, which is the first translated copy of the Yoruba Bible in the world. At the end of this year, it will be 178 years in this compound, or 179 years printed. And this other Bible beside it is the first known English Bible in Nigeria, which was brought in 1842 and has been here since then. At the end of this year, it will be 182 years in this compound. Why this 178?
So the main Bible and what again?
They actually brought Christianity and Western education.
Okay, Western education and Christianity was brought by the European. Okay.
Not just European.
By what? By the.
It's actually you call them European.
Or Western world.
Yeah, Western world. You know, slavery was first of all abolished in the British territory. But one thing we are sure was that they kicked against slavery, and some of them paid dearly with their life. So, this man, Bishop Samuel Ajayi Crowther, rose to become the first black bishop in Africa. The first black man to become bishop in Africa. And then he further translated other Bibles, like the English to the Greek and even Igbo.
Oh, so he speaks two other languages?
Many languages.
Wow.
He was diverse. Okay, this water here is called, or the nicknamed, Miracle Well. It was dug in 1842 and has remained the only drinkable water in this community all these years, ranging to about 182 years right now. And these years it has never run dry, it has not changed color, and it has not changed taste, remaining the only drinkable water, like I said, in this area. Now, the real nickname, Miracle Well.
So I'm sure right now you've seen what I'm talking about, and this upstairs was the first mission house, the first mission building. You know how, like in all Christian denominations, especially in Catholic, we have mission house. So this is the first mission house in Africa, maybe at least for sure in Nigeria. This is where everything was done. Now you can tell, now you can understand when we talk about how religion helps us and how religion does not help us. This is what we are talking about. Just by the example of Samuel Ajayi Crowther, you can do your own research, read about him. I learned about Ajayi Crowther when I was in high school. But now it makes more meaning, make it more meaningful to me now, even hearing it again as an adult. Now, thank you for joining me today. Thank you for taking your time out to join me on this episode. Until I see you guys in the next video, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you.